Many believe that the solution to departmental silos lies in better software and technology. However, this perspective misses the core issue at play. Consider a bank in the American South where two departments, business continuity and technology, were embroiled in a passive-aggressive 6-month standoff. Despite having identical access to data platforms and executive mandates, these two groups could not agree to share even a single risk report. The problem wasn't a technological one, it was far more intricate. Enter Demetrius Hedgie, the bank's business continuity lead. He had adapted to the local banking culture with a dry humor and a keen understanding of office politics. He coined the term 2B2M, or too big to manage, which aptly described the situation. It wasn't that the problem was complicated, but rather that no one wanted to assume the responsibility of addressing it. After another unproductive meeting, Demetrius sarcastically remarked, "Financial institution holds world's largest data recovery scavenger hunt. Spoiler, no one wins." A pressing question lingered. Despite having the same data and systems, why couldn't these two departments share a simple spreadsheet? To answer this, let's shift our focus to an entirely different environment: restaurant kitchens. In almost every restaurant, line cooks and front-of-house staff are known to feud. This tension arises not from poor food quality but from their lack of shared experiences when it comes to the job. The kitchen sees servers as chaotic forces disrupting their workflow, while servers view cooks as self-involved people detached from customer experiences. Their interactions typically happen through a high-pressure ticket window, leading to misunderstandings and conflict. Veteran restaurant managers know that the solution isn't simply investing in a new point-of-sale system. Instead, it's the family meal, the pre-shift meal where all staff gather to eat together off the clock. This shared experience helps reset their relationship. Eating together fosters a sense of community, erasing barriers that separate their realities. In essence, proximity alters behavior in ways that policy cannot. Now, back to the bank, where Mickey Consiglia stepped in to address the ongoing conflict. Mickey had grasped the significance of shared meals long before he entered risk management. He organized a rather unconventional event dubbed the Mandatory Compliance Data Sharing Workshop. While many attendees groaned at the thought, they were surprised upon arriving to find a beautifully arranged room with white tablecloths, gourmet courses, and no PowerPoint presentations in sight. The two departments were seated on opposite sides, continuing their familiar pattern of bickering over courses, echoing their email exchanges from months prior. Jules Carmichael, an observer in the corner, lamented, "If knowledge is power, then data is king," but his words fell on deaf ears as the arguing continued. As dinner progressed, however, Mickey made a surprising decision. He instructed everyone to switch seats between courses. Suddenly, technology personnel found themselves seated with business staff, and vice versa, with no topics to debate, just food, wine, and the chance to converse as people rather than adversaries. What followed was revolutionary. In a matter of 20 minutes over dessert, the tensions that had stalled cooperation for 6 months began to dissolve. In a standard meeting, participants are often on the defensive, focused on justifying their positions or blaming others for data gaps. However, as they shared dessert, the atmosphere shifted. Conversations turned personal. Individuals realized they shared common anxieties about potential audit findings. During this relaxed environment, technology team members admitted they had hidden system logs due to concerns over punitive uses by the business team. Conversely, business staff revealed they hoarded incident reports because they distrust technology's ability to interpret them constructively. Both admissions were significant and were only possible because they were conversing openly at the same table, breaking down the barriers that had been erected during their conflict-driven interactions. This experience led to an essential realization: departmental silos are not the result of inadequate data sharing agreements. They stem from a lack of trust and proximity. Information withholding is not always policy-driven. It often arises from a dynamic where departments only engage during moments of friction, such as audits or blame assignments. Trust cannot be cultivated solely through conflict. So, the next time you encounter two teams that refuse to share reports, consider whether you should be asking about software systems or instead about the last time they gathered to share a meal together. Sometimes, the solution lies in breaking bread rather than breaking down data barriers.